husband and I went on a break to fix our marriage, but I think I'm falling for his friend. An age-old dilemma.
What age are you from?
My husband, 28 male, and I, 28 female, have been married for 2 years and together for 5. I honestly don't even know where to begin. My husband has been making a lot of changes in his life, quitting one of his 2 jobs, almost finishing up his degree, and trying to lose weight, where I tried to fully support him. It felt like he was distancing himself from me for a few weeks before everything happened. And by the way, this comes from Altruistic Mess 9024 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. And also, we have a guest.
Hi. Hi.
This is
Hi.
Keon. You may have seen him before.
Hi,
Introduce
guys.
yourself.
I'm Keon. Spell.
What's
shit.
a fun fact?
Oh God, really? Oh, okay, yeah. I'm putting my foot down. Last time I was here, guys, I did not do a great job with the fun fact. So,
You're stalling.
fun fact is crocodiles can't stick their tongues out.
Really?
About you.
Oh, you don't. Not everything's about me, Riley.
Maybe he's related to a crocodile. Did you ever think about
I could stick my
that?
tongue out. Fun fact about me: I love Star Wars.
That's great.
I love Star Wars, and if you love
Excellent
Star Wars,
fun
I love
fact.
you.
Aw, that's so
Aw.
sweet. One thing that stood out.
I hate Star Wars.
That's so sweet. Let's move on. One thing that stood out during this time was how he started becoming really close to his coworker. And I would notice them texting each other every day. Who texts their coworkers?
Coworkers?
No, I'm joking.
Oh,
I text Riley all the time.
Sometimes. Actually,
You're blurry.
Let's
You're blurry,
look at this.
Riley.
Riley's not real.
Riley, you're blurry.
Sorry.
Okay.
Look at this. Look how many times I've texted her. Look at that.
It's okay,
Wow,
I'm
it's kind of
responding.
one-sided.
Okay, to be fair, it's a lot of Riley saying, can you
Anyways.
do this for me?
Oh, should I tell the chat before we get into this how to spell my name? They're saying it right.
Sure.
It's
Do it.
okay. I know that's the sound
No,
of
not
it.
Do it. Hurry.
Keian. I know I didn't have a choice. That wasn't
you
up
go.
to me. But
Good job.
Keian.
Excellent. Don't get it wrong. I became very insecure about their friendship and told him it makes me uncomfortable. He offered to show me their texts and said they mainly just send each other memes. Then he would talk to me about her relationship problems, and I tried giving her advice through him.
Ooh, emotional cheating. Sharing memes and talking about your relationship problems.
Not good. What if he's talking about his relationship problems with
Behind
her?
her back. Oh no.
He stopped talking to me about his feelings, saying he was feeling exhausted and just needed to de-stress. He stopped trying to do things together. He became short with me, ditched me on hikes, and a bunch of smaller things that I couldn't ignore anymore. Wait, like they went on a hike and then he just left during the hike? That's what that sounds like.
Wait. Or did he just ditch her to like go
Yeah,
on,
did
like,
she go on a
hikes?
hike and he was like, nah, I'm going to pass.
He was like, take a hike.
or were they actively hiking and he was like, I gotta go.
Sorry, coworker.
Work call.
Coworker call.
Then one day, after crying myself to sleep,
Oh no.
oh, that's so sad, I decided to ask him, do you still even like me? He stayed quiet and said he needs to sort out his feelings.
Whoa.
That is not what you want to hear.
That's really bad. That's
Oh,
red flag.
huge red flag. To be like, do you even like me? And he's like, ooh,
I gotta
let's
go
circle
through
back.
some things.
Let's
yeah.
circle back to this.
Can we rain check?
Yeah.
Ooh, not good.
I gotta think about this. You really put me on the spot here.
Yes. Fun fact.
Cue the onslaught of apologies. Oh, wait. I stayed quiet for a few moments and realized he didn't say he still liked me. So I said just that. Cue the onslaught of apologies. I realized that I was in a marriage where my husband doesn't like me anymore, so I ran away, where I've been with my parents since.
Oh no.
Not with the parents.
Hey, mom and dad are cool. That's cool.
I'm
Whoa.
I'm kidding. It's cool. I'm probably way better than this guy.
Yeah.
They probably
yeah.
make her little smiley face pancakes and pat her
chocolate
back.
chips and
Chocolate chips.
and they like you.
Aw,
They'll
they
actually
have
tell
to like
They
you.
have to like you. They're like, I love you. Yeah.
This all happened during the summer where I was taking a really hard STEM class. In this class, I befriended his friend. We had never met before. They were more acquaintances than friends. That I'll call Tommy. Tommy noticed something was off about me during class, so he asked if I was okay. Wow. He's already doing way better than Opie's
Yeah.
husband. Tommy, I told him everything that happened after class, and he was ready to get to the bottom of why my husband was acting like this. Tommy is pulling out the stops. I asked that he not do that, but appreciated it, and then he made me laugh. Tommy and I also happen to work together at the same company, but different departments. Since the day I told him, he's offered to go to lunch together and just talk. We have almost every day for a month, and we text, albeit not as frequently because we're both bad texters. During this time apart, my husband and I decided to go on a break until November. When did this start, Riley? Do we know? Okay, I'm going to scroll
Let
up.
me look. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
Until November, yeah.
Here, I'll
whoa.
look.
Until November. If it's, it might be right now, so like August to November. During this break, we decided to not date other people and hang out once every 2 weeks and have very limited communication, his proposal. I agreed, and it's been this way for a little over a month. We were supposed to hang out on Friday, but I unfortunately got injured and was bedbound. He texted me asking for my ETA, and I completely spaced about our hang and called him to tell him everything that's happened. We talked on the phone for a few hours, and yesterday he brought me my favorite snacks, my Switch because I mentioned how bored I was during our phone call, and a bowl of my favorite meal he had prepared for our hang on Friday. I was completely blown away because this is the most he's done for me in months. Maybe he's realizing that he needs to step up.
Sometimes it's too late.
Yeah. I think it might be too late. I think she's already falling for
Tommy.
someone else.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Or making her rethink her relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already
at least
if you're already taking a break, you're already rethinking it. But
yeah, and you have someone else who's actively trying to be
going
there
above
for
and
you.
not even above and beyond, just going above.
Going above.
Or just not even going above. Now it's just going
forward.
Going just base level.
Not below.
When your husband is not.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Well, because I was bedridden. Oh, I said that. I'm not sure what to. No, I didn't say that. Well, because I was bedridden, I couldn't go to work. Tommy noticed and texted me on Friday to see if I was okay. This man, he's doing the most. I said yes, but that I was extremely bored. He sent me a list of his favorite movies and asked if I needed anything so he can swing by after work. I declined this offer because I felt extremely gross. He has texted me more often since, even making fun of me sometimes. A little playful banter. A little banter between them.
Oi.
A little banter between Tommy.
Little cheeky banter.
A little cheeky banter. I like it.
You just wanted to pull out the British.
I just like banter. You can't say banter. You can't.
Banter.
Banter. It's a little bit banter. Yeah, a little cheeky banter. I'm not sure what to do anymore. I initially wanted to work things out with my husband, but now I'm realizing that maybe we weren't good together. I'm not sure if my judgment is getting cloudy because I think I'm falling for Tommy, or maybe I don't really even like Tommy and I'm just misplacing the feelings I have for my husband onto Tommy. Could be. It could be she's just looking for someone and Tommy is the first person who's been nice to her.
Yeah. If someone's comforting you in a time of where you need comfort, that's filling the void.
It's filling a void.
And that void probably
feels
just
good.
feels good.
Feels
Feels good.
I feel like I should mention that my husband and I are seeing our own individual therapist, and when we're ready, we'll be seeing a marriage counselor. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. And there is an edit.
Oh.
What just happened?
Whoa.
Okay. There is an edit. But what's your thoughts right now? Do you think divorce? Do you think see how this therapy goes?
If you love this person, I feel like you're going to give it a chance.
Yeah.
You're going to try because that's what you want to do. Give him a second chance kind of thing. I'm that kind of person. I like giving a second chance. I don't know. I think it's just you got to see where this goes.
I think it needs to be, he has to put in a lot of work. Because
100%.
It seems like OP is kind of giving us, a slow second chance.
Yeah.
Of let's take a break, let's see each other, let's communicate, let's go to therapy. And it seems like he's trying to put in some effort of, bringing her food.
Maybe he got tired of the other
girl.
girl.
It really depends on whether or not he was cheating.
That's the thing. I mean,
Yeah.
technically, it seemed like he kind of was emotionally,
Yeah,
at least emotionally
emotionally.
cheating because he was fucking putting all his eggs in the basket.
All his
towards-
ducks in a row.
in that.
That's not applicable.
Yeah.
All his eggs in one basket.
All
right.
eggs in
Let's go
one
with that
basket. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And just focused on that coworker.
That other girl and helping her relationship.
Yeah.
Where he was kind of putting his relationship with OP to the
He was
side.
like, all right.
Yeah, I don't need you. And then maybe taking that break is making him realize, oh, I actually do value this relationship.
Yeah.
And it just kind of depends. I don't think he's done anything yet.
Well, that we know of.
But
we don't want to assume.
Yeah, I don't want to
is
assume
very
that he's
bad.
cheating.
Yeah.
If he did not cheat, if we find out that there was no cheating, I think that this could mean a second chance.
Yeah.
Only if he puts in the work.
Yeah, and I think he even agreed to do counseling and therapy, marriage therapy, counseling.
Yeah.
And he agreed to just like, okay, we'll have a break.
Right out.
Yeah,
Right out.
we'll do a break, but we'll still communicate. If he was really like, oh, I'm cheating, I'm done.
He would just,
He could have. He could
put
like,
it
I'm
to the
done.
side.
Like, okay, cool, bye.
I think also if OP comes out of this, I think there is a chance that OP will come out of this and say, oh, I don't want this relationship.
Yeah.
I see myself with someone who appreciates me more. So that's something that could happen
Maybe you
too.
read ahead.
No, I didn't. I swear.
Chat.
I don't even find these stories anymore. But there is an edit.
But they find you.
They find me. A lot of people have been asking, why November? We decided on November because that's when we asked for the entire week off of work back in January. We thought no matter the outcome, having a week off to recover would be best. As for the Tommy thing, I'm not sleeping with him. I'm not doing anything with him. We work in different departments, think IT and accounting. He's also not looking for a relationship. And if my husband and I do break up, I won't think about dating anyone seriously until after I finish getting my bachelor's spring of 26, which I think is a great idea. Yeah.
I think that's also another thing is that Tommy, I think is just a good, not placeholder, but it's just a good friend.
He's a good friend. And I think
Caring.
I think regardless of whether or not she likes him or not, I think she needs to take time for herself if she decides that she doesn't want to be in this relationship.
Yeah, no, I get that. No, so let's see.
Yeah,
Let's see where this goes.
Before we decided on the break, we saw our marriage counselor who suggested we just break up. Damn.
Whoa.
But we didn't want to do that, which is how we both agreed on November.
We don't pay you to just break up.
They're
You're
like,
done.
How do we fix this relationship? And the marriage counselor's like, you can't. It's done. That's
a weird marriage counselor.
Yeah, not a very good marriage counselor. We haven't gone to another marriage counselor because navigating our insurance is not easy. I will update everyone when we hang out next Saturday. And there are some relevant comments, and that's it.
That's it?
That's it. Oy, oy, oy. But Melty, we have some relevant comments in the chat.
Okay.
Melty says he is someone who shows how she is supposed to be treated, which I think is Tommy towards OP. Joni Pony says marriage counselor said break up. You know it's bad then. That is also true.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Maybe it's the marriage counselor was like, this is a lost cause.
Right into it.
Yeah.
Done.
I don't see this progressing any further.
You want to try? Try not doing it.
Try being apart. VixMix, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships.
Woo!
My, oh my. And everyone who got
you.
one of those, say thank you, VixMix. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
We'll get the other
we're about
later.
to finish this one.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta focus on OP.
Chibi Lee says shock value therapy. And Swak says, imagine paying for a marriage counselor who didn't drag everything on for a paycheck. That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe that
was the reality check that you needed.
Maybe they care a lot about their job and their integrity, and they're like, you know what? I don't see this going on.
Did he ever say, I do care about you? Oh,
Not that we know of.
Not that we know
OP
of.
didn't explicitly say that, just that he, when she was sick, came over and helped.
That's brutal. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be over.
Like I said, I'm all for giving second chances, but boy, oh boy, you really
put in so much
have
work.
to put in a lot to make it up for that relationship.
Agreed. Relevant comments though. Own Position says typically there's two sides to every story with truth somewhere in the middle. Normally things don't fall apart in a few weeks, so just curious how bad things were for a therapist to recommend divorce. If you and the husband work this out, would he be okay with your friendship with Tommy? And OP says, we went to our therapist because he was initially not good at communicating.
Oh, wow. Shocking.
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 I told him if we were to get married, this was something that I needed from him. He agreed, and he was doing well until everything fell apart a few weeks prior to our break. We agreed that they weren't a good therapist because they were putting words in our mouths, and we left the session dissatisfied. I'm not sure he knows how close Tommy and I have become. That being said, I haven't talked to him since posting this because I do think I need to separate myself from him for a while. Which I think hopefully OP's talking to her individual therapist and getting this advice.
The marriage counselor just
sounds bad.
Doesn't sound like a good marriage counselor.
No, I think you do have to be somewhat unbiased when you're a marriage counselor. Very unbiased if you're a marriage counselor.
As long as both parties seem like they're trying to work through it or at least put in some effort.
Yeah.
Then you're like, all right, let's give it a shot, kids. Let's do it.
I think that if you're at marriage counseling, you're at least trying.
Yeah, no, you are trying. There's effort.
Yeah, there's effort being put in.
Is it A for effort?
No.
Is
Maybe
it E for effort?
C's get degrees.
C's get, we'll see.
C's get marriage licenses.
D's get divorces.
Oh, yeah. Hosioki says, nothing happens all of a sudden. I agree with the comment. For me, there were previous signs that went unnoticed. There must have been. And well, OP even says that.
Yeah.
OP says that there was a lack of communication going on.
That's good. That's good that there's red flags. I mean, I hate to say that there were red flags before, but it's good that the person like all of a sudden wasn't just like, I'm a red flag. There were little tiny ones.
Yeah, but the thing is, all those little tiny red flags pile up to become just a crazy red flag on top of the red flags. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Lou Marquis Bestow says, who needs marriage counseling when you have Reddit?
And
we're your counselor.
We're your therapy.
Yeah, and we're free.
Exactly. And you can watch us every weekday at 3 p.m. just to have our profile.
Yeah.
But let's get into this next story. Also,
jacket.
Whoa.
I didn't even notice this.
You didn't notice that?
No. Well, I mean, like, I noticed it when you handed it to me.
So you did notice it?
I did know. But I mean, like, I noticed it today. I didn't know it was a thing before
You're
today.
lying
I'm a
to
liar.
everyone right now.
I didn't even notice this whole thing.
That's new. It's actually new today.
It's new today.
Oh, should we take a look at the
donations?
Donations.
before
Yeah,
we
good
should.
job.
Look at me. I'm doing such a good job,
Producer.
guys.
Rexy Poo, thanks for becoming a member. We see you.
We see you. Lady of the Elephants, thank you for becoming a new member. Celebrates 1 month of membership. Remember to go exit the chat and like the video. Go exit the chat and like the video right now.
Yeah,
guys.
eggs.
So we can
I got some good ones.
spin the wheel.
I got some good wheel spins.
Eggs.
Come on.
Caitlin Von Compen, thank you for the $25 tip. Currently watching y'all while I work out, getting swole. You guys make it go by so much faster, so much
to
love.
me.
Getting so swole.
I thought you were going to say something.
No, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has no comment about women working out.
What?
What?
Said, I thought you were going to say something, and you said nothing.
You took away the Sophia just showing off her muscles.
You took it away.
Look at those guys.
It's not a good show. We can't do this, Sophia.
But that was really good.
We're going to have to shut it off.
Bang, bang.
Boom, boom. Fire. Did you ever do that? No.
Night at the museum. Yeah.
Vix Mix, thank you for the $10. The lunch lady is back at work and ready to fill your bellies. LOL, like the stream. My bellies are full.
I'm actually
my bellies.
My multiple bellies
worm.
are full. Vix Mix, again, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships.
Let's go. If you got a membership, say thank you.
Thank you. All right. Let's get into this next story.
Dude.
My husband scheduled a bros only trip right after I gave birth. I demanded he cancel it. I can't imagine leaving your pregnant partner,
Your newborn child
baby for a bros
the
trip with the boys.
But
Nothing comes in between the boys.
But what about the Dirty Myrtle bike ride?
What
Dirty Myrtle?
Dirty Myrtle.
What's a
Myrtle
Dirty
Beach?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Why did I hate how I knew what you were talking about.
I have no idea.
Ew. Yeah. That's for the boys.
For the boys.
This situation has caused a lot of tension between my husband and me, and now I'm questioning whether I'm being unreasonable. No, you're not.
I'll go ahead and put up a poll.
By the way, this comes from Foreign Ostrich 8937 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I, 30 female, gave birth to our first child, Olivia, months ago.
Aww.
So sweet. Being a first-time mom has been both beautiful and overwhelming. My husband, Jake, 32 male, was incredibly supportive during the pregnancy and promised that after Olivia was born, he would be there for me every step of the way, especially during those challenging first few months, except if the boys need him.
Well, that was a lie.
The boys needed him. When the boys call, you gotta answer.
He's Batman.
He's the boys' man. Before Olivia was born, Jake and his friends had been planning a bros-only trip for this summer, a week-long vacation to a cabin in the mountains for hiking, fishing, and bonding. Why don't you bond with your daughter? When the trip was being discussed, I reminded Jake that Olivia would only be a few months old, and we would be deep in the newborn phase. He reassured me that if things got too tough, he would cancel the trip to help me out, and I trusted him. I feel like even if they're not too tough, you shouldn't be.
No, yeah.
Don't leave.
Your love of your life.
Love of your life.
Love of your life. And your newborn daughter.
Newborn baby.
What are you doing?
Where are you going?
What
is more important? Nothing. Truly nothing. I also, what is the soonest that you can go on a trip when you have a newborn baby?
I think that's a thing you talk to with
that's what you talk to your partner.
You talk to your partner about that after like 3 months.
Yeah, you wait 3 months and then you can broach the topic.
Could I go bro out?
I really need to go bro out. Like, ooh, so bad.
Well, I mean, before we continue, I had a family friend who like the first time they had 4 kids. The first time it was like obviously coddled, stayed. Second time, same thing. Third time, she's like, I got this.
I got it. Go, bro.
Like, but it's your first time.
But your firstborn.
That's not defending any of that. It's just communicate with your partner.
Absolutely.
And especially the mother.
The mother. Yeah.
She needs all the help.
Exactly. And also, I don't like the idea of him saying, wait until, like, we'll see if it gets too tough. Like, I feel like you wouldn't want it to get to that
Also, why
point.
would you plan a boys trip when you know the time frame of having your child?
Yeah, he said that he planned it last summer, but they would have known that she was pregnant.
At least.
I don't know what he was thinking. Iron Teabag says him going on a trip. Where is it? Him going on a trip isn't enough for a divorce. People make mistakes and make the wrong choices. Maybe he's scared and. Maybe he's scared and rather would keep the trip, not excusing the behavior. A divorce is quick. Nikki Bordeaux says, like, it's vile what he's done, but I wonder if he just needs to communicate something.
Yeah.
I don't think it's divorce.
I don't think it's divorce.
Yeah, I think this
is the father of your newborn baby, and you love him.
Yeah, I think it's just OP needs to say, I need you here.
Yeah.
Now that Olivia's here, things have been harder than I anticipated. Between the sleepless nights, breastfeeding struggles, and just trying to adjust to motherhood, I've been feeling overwhelmed. Jake has been helpful, but I can tell he's excited about this trip, which is coming up next month. Last week, I asked Jake if he could consider canceling the trip, reminding him of his promise. I told him that I'm struggling and that having him gone for a whole week would be really tough on me. He seemed surprised and a bit hurt that I was asking him to cancel. He said he's been looking forward to this trip for months and that he needs a break too. He also pointed out that his parents lived nearby and could help if I needed support while he was away. I understand that Jake needs a break and wants to spend time with his friends, but I can't help feeling like this is a time when I really need him by my side. I tried to explain that while I appreciate his parents' help, it's not the same as having him here. Jake said that I'm being unfair by asking him to cancel the trip after all the planning that went into it, and that I need to trust him to make sure I'm supported, even if he's not physically there. Now we're at a bit of a standoff. Some of my friends think I should let him go, saying that it's important for him to have some time away, especially after all the stress of becoming a new dad. But others agree that it's too soon for him to take off for a week, and that he should prioritize being home with me and Olivia. So am I the a-hole for asking my husband to cancel his bros-only trip to help me with our newborn after he promised he would? And there is an edit.
Oh. Ruh-roh.
But I don't think he needs a break as much as she does.
No.
I cannot imagine that he needs
If anything,
a break as
she
much
needs
as,
the break.
Yeah.
I mean, she wants to, obviously she wants to be with Olivia.
Yeah.
And
Which he should too.
Yeah. But mom needs a break.
Yeah. I don't think it's unfair for OP to ask
No.
him to cancel, especially
OP,
because they already talked about it.
Well, but way in advance.
Yeah.
He said, I will do this.
I will
if you need me to do this.
Yeah, and is now kind of going back on his word, or at least making her feel guilty for asking.
He has like no common, like that's common sense. That's common sense.
It's common sense, I fear.
Yeah, you would know.
You would know.
Wait, how old is this guy?
32?
Yeah, dude, you should
You would know. I also think
What if he was like 25? Are you still
his brain's not developed yet. He has a little bit of an excuse.
you're telling me that you wouldn't know right now.
I'm just saying I'm 23 and my frontal cortex is not completely together, so I don't even know if I've made a full thought yet.
At least you're handsome.
Thanks.
She's pretty. I think that there is a kind of middle ground that they could possibly reach of saying, if he says that he's feeling really overwhelmed, maybe he takes a day off. You know, maybe he does a little day trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a week is way too long after with a 2-month-old.
Yeah.
I think that's way too long.
I don't let again, some of the friends were like, "Oh, let him take a break. Jake deserves a break." Like, bro, I had baby in me.
I had pushed baby out.
I pushed baby out. I had baby in me.
And now baby
out.
breastfeeds.
Baby crying.
Baby crying. I feel like we're doing a slam poetry. Baby crying.
Baby crying.
Baby breastfeed.
I'm baby.
I'm baby.
That's that full frontal cortex right there, Riley.
Wait, are you old enough to have it? How old are you?
Old enough.
I'll never tell.
However old you want me to be. Enough.
Anyways.
Martika Waterman says, I'm a single parent and I never have a break. And when I was even married, my ex didn't even do a lot. So yeah, having a break is fine. But when the mother of your child says that I need you here, then be there.
It's common sense.
It's
no, OP was never an a-hole at all.
Agreed. But there is an edit.
Let's hear it.
Get into it. Edit. Hey everyone, I just wanted to give a quick update after reading through most of the replies. I was honestly overwhelmed by the amount of support and understanding I received. Thank you so much to everyone who took the time to respond. Your kind words and thoughtful advice really helped me feel less alone in this situation. A lot of you suggested that I should also take a week off, letting Jake stay with Olivia to get a break for myself. I really appreciate the sentiment behind that suggestion, but there are a couple of reasons why it's not realistic for me right now. First of all, I'm breastfeeding, which, makes so much sense. So being away from Olivia for that long would be really difficult logistically. But beyond that, and this is something I know I need to work on, I just don't feel comfortable being away from my baby yet. I don't think that's necessarily something you have to work on quite yet. I think that's a very common thing for new parents.
I think just rain check that break.
Yeah.
You know?
I think so. Just give it
a couple
more months.
Yeah.
At least until the baby's, sleeping a little bit more soundly through the night.
At least when the baby's comfortable and you're comfortable and your husband's
and you
comfortable.
feel like you can handle it on your own.
All together as a family.
Family unit. But beyond that, and this is, I said that. I know it's not healthy to feel like I can't have her out of my sight, but I can't help it. I guess it's just the new mom anxiety that's really hard to shake. I've been debating whether or not to show Jake this thread. I'm worried that reading it might hurt his feelings, but I'm definitely going to have another conversation with him about everything. I'm willing to compromise and let him go on the trip, but I think a whole week is just too much. I'm leaning towards suggesting that he limit the trip to a maximum of 3 nights, which is so fair, so he can still have some time away with his friends, but not be gone for an entire week. I'll update again after we've talked. Thanks again for all the support, everyone. It really means a lot.
Is there
and
an
there's
update?
an update.
Okay.
There is? Okay, good.
There
good.
is an update.
I went to go find it. I thought it wasn't here, but they deleted it off their thing.
Okay.
Well, it's here.
Let's
Don't
go.
You worry. Don't you worry.
Okay, I mean, she's awesome.
She's awesome.
She's trying you know what? I get it.
She's trying to figure out a
She's
solution.
trying to do a compromise.
Mm-hmm. And it seems
Well,
like
what is Jake trying to do here? He's like, the trip's planned.
he's trying to get
I gotta get out of
it.
here.
Trying to get out of parenting. One comment says from Fancy and Vab says, "You were uncomfortable for 9 months. You went through labor. You're now breastfeeding. What the F does he need a break from?"
Yeah.
He was a giant a-hole when he planned this trip. He was a bigger a-hole when he lied about canceling. And he's the giant, gaping, insanely awful a-hole now that he thinks it's unreasonable for you not to want him to be gone for an entire week when you're already overwhelmed. It doesn't seem like you'd want his parents to stay for that week while he's gone. This made me furious. I hope this is his only misstep, though I doubt it. Not the a-hole. And there is an update that came 11 hours later.
Oh, wow.
11 hours later, yeah.
They divorced.
Is that your conspiracy theory?
What is yours, Keon?
Olivia is not his child. Make it really spicy.
Yeah, just make it crazy. Putting chapstick on. Yeah, I think that, I don't know. It really depends on what Jake's next move is.
It was all in Jake's court.
It's all in Jake's court.
Mom had an OP. Mom
Yeah.
She has every right.
Every right to say, hey.
Olivia has every right.
Olivia, if she cries, says, Papa. I don't know if she can speak. Probably not. But
just grunts and cries.
She goes, I want my father. And that's what all of those grunts mean. But there is an update. Hey, everyone. I just wanted to share another update after having a very long and emotional talk with Jake. I won't get into every detail of our conversation, but I'll touch on the most important points. After putting Olivia to bed, I went straight to bed myself, feeling utterly exhausted. Jake was already asleep, but for some reason, the weight of everything just hit me all at once, and I started crying uncontrollably. My sobbing woke Jake up, and he immediately asked me what was wrong. What do you mean, what's wrong? You're the problem.
What's wrong.
I told him that I was just tired, but then I opened up about how anxious I'd been feeling about his trip and being left alone with Olivia. I admitted something I've been reluctant to say out loud, that Jake hasn't been as involved as I thought he would be. This was one of my biggest fears when we found out we were having a baby, which this seems true. I mean, OP even said earlier he's been helpful, which doesn't really sound like, it sounds like your parent came over and helped out with some chores.
Or
not like
they pat you on the back.
Yeah,
and
he's like,
rub some dirt
"Oh."
on it.
Yeah. He brought her some, I don't know, a snack one day.
Yeah.
I was like, that's nice. Thank you.
Like, she probably had to ask him to help and do things rather than him
Just
doing
it preemptively.
or asking her.
Asking her what she needs.
Mm.
For context, Jake has a rocky relationship with his own dad. I won't go into detail about why his dad isn't the best, but his mom, my mother-in-law, remarried when Jake was in middle school, and his dad wasn't very present in his life. Jake has expressed to me before that becoming a father was scary for him because he's afraid of being a bad one, just like his dad. When he first told me that, I thought it would make him into a great father because it showed how much he cared about being a good dad long before we were even pregnant. But I mean, sometimes fear can make people kind of pull back.
Yeah, but
Not that this doesn't excuse it. I'm just saying, like, OP thought this would make him try harder, but maybe he was so afraid that I don't even want to try and mess it up. When I vented to him about all of this at first, he tried to defend himself. He admitted that he's been freaking out about having a baby for so long and just didn't want to tell me. He said he didn't want to stress me out while I was pregnant because he knows how much I've always wanted to be a mother. Hearing him say that made me feel guilty, like I hadn't seen how much he's been struggling internally. I had tried to convince him that he was going to be a great dad when we had this conversation long ago, and now it all felt more complicated. I thought to myself, this can't go on much longer. I realized that if he was going to keep pulling away like this, I didn't know if I could handle it. So I asked him, is this what our life is going to look like from now on? Me with Olivia and you away. Ooh. Because if it is Jake, then I don't think I can continue on like this. Jake told me to calm down and assured me that he wasn't going anywhere. Then he got really emotional. He started to even tear up. He said he didn't want to turn into his dad and that he hadn't realized that going on this trip could be a preliminary step towards becoming the absentee father he feared he might be. He apologized for not considering me and Olivia as much as he should have. Long story short, Jake called his friends and told them he wouldn't be able to make the trip.
Whoa. Keep going. Keep going.
He's even started planning a little family getaway for the three of us next year when Olivia is a bit older. Yay! It was a tough conversation, but I feel like we're on the same page now, and I'm hopeful that things will get better from here. Thanks again to everyone for your support and advice. It's been an emotional roller coaster, but I'm grateful for this community helping me navigate. And that is it.
The comments are not buying this.
The comments,
they're
like gaslighting.
He's lying to you.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that he could be. He fully could be. He could just be saying this and not actually do it.
But they talked about that.
Give him a chance.
Yeah, give him a chance. And he's like, all right, you know what? I heard you. I finally am hearing you.
Yeah. Canceled the trip. Didn't make you guilty for it. Said I should be there. So I think it's totally fair to have your suspicions and keep an eye out. But I think that this is a possibility.
This is where now we're going above and beyond. Now we're going up. We can only it started from the bottom.
And now we've crossed the line.
We're going only up from here.
Is this gaslighting or not?
I don't think so. It's only gaslighting if he doesn't do it.
It was gaslighting if he was using it as an excuse, and he's like, all right, I'm going to do it.
Because he said this, is he still doing the trip, or did he cancel?
No,
he
canceled the trip.
Okay.
He canceled the trip. He said he's going to prepare. He started planning a trip for the whole family, and he said he's going to step up. So, Mariah from Alaska says it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And Teacher Yo says, yay, good turnaround. Hope it actually does stay on a better path. I'm scared there will be more stumbles along the way, though.
But I think it's part of being a parent.
There will always be stumbles.
That's part of being a parent, part of marriage. But
I don't
guess
think
what?
you're ever going to make all the right decisions. It's just, what were you saying?
As long as they talk. And
as
it
long
looks
as
like
there's
they communicated. And he wasn't like, I'm not listening to you. I'm doing the boys' trip.
Yeah, no.
That's done.
OP kind of broke down. He broke down, and they had a conversation that needed to happen.
I just don't think maybe it just didn't hit him.
I think I think he was afraid and pulling back, and probably didn't think, I thought I could be gone for a week, and it is now hitting him now that OP is like.
OP is just exhausted.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all genuinely agree that it started off really bad.
Yes.
It doesn't excuse him being the a-hole from the beginning.
He's still the a-hole, but he's a-hole with a redemption arc.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, he's redeeming himself as long as he follows that path.
As long as he follows up. Tough Titties says gaslighting is not lying to someone, is making them not trust their own thoughts or reality. Yeah, this would be more. Yeah, I don't know if that would be gaslighting. Josephine Madola Burquise, thank you for the 265. Not W, Jake. He's just doing the bare minimum, which right now he is. But I think that this is hope for going
for a W,
for going up.
He's. But here's the thing, and we don't know, but at least he's trying.
At least he's trying.
But he did also make empty promises in the past when he's like, okay, I will do this.
OP can really only know once it's fulfilled.
Once he actually makes that promise and fulfills that promise.
Agreed. But that is the end of that story. Do we have any donations to read? I already read them. Let's get into this next story.
Yeah. Hi guys. If you're tuning in.
Yeah, introduce yourself again.
I'm Keon. Keian. Should I throw another fun fact for them?
Yeah, give them another fun fact.
Woo! Another fun fact. I love to travel, and I haven't had a vacation in over 2 years.
Maybe you need a week
so I need a break.
Bros trip.
I need a break right now. Sometime soon.
Well, you'll have to wait 4 hours.
Kind of sad, but that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, French people. These guys just got back from France.
It was work related.
That's still a trip.
Work adjacent. We did work for 3 days.
I did work.
You worked for more
you worked
than
on
4
those
days.
baguettes.
Yeah, I had to.
That's true.
How else am I going to get fed?
So true. But let's get into this next story. I'm trying to move up in my career, but my wife accused me of not being around enough for our kids. Not another absentee parent. I've never posted here, so I hope that I provide enough context to get some feedback. My wife and I have been together for 13 years with 3 beautiful kids, ages 8, 6, and 3. We are both working professionals and with great careers. I've always had a more natural ability to multitask and take on more responsibilities, where my wife can sometimes feel overwhelmed and has trouble separating the stresses of work from personal life. By the way, this comes from Dota to Newbie on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm a very involved husband and father. I take care of a majority of the household chores, such as the cooking for the family, kids' lunches, outdoor maintenance, laundry, folding, etc. We've outsourced our house cleaning to a company as it was a lot for us to keep up on and was becoming a contentious point in our relationship. In addition to all the kids' activities, my wife and I also have a few activities we sneak away for independently throughout the week to get a break and take care of ourselves.
There's that
mentally
word.
And physically.
There's that word again.
A break.
A break.
It always comes back to that. When it comes to the kids, I'm often the one who wakes them up in the morning, gets them ready for the day. They are great kids, but my wife finds it hard to watch them all as it can be exhausting. As all parents can relate. Yeah, watching 3 kids is hard. I've had to do 4 kids. I think that was my most babysitting.
I was a camp counselor.
Oh, well, okay. If you're talking about camp counseling, then I had to do like 30.
Yeah, okay.
It's a competition. It is
a competition.
It is a competition.
I had more kids than you did.
I was watching more kids than you were.
Yeah.
When it goes, they're great kids. I take care of bedtime routines mostly on my own. I get them in their pajamas, read books for a 3-year-old, and then my wife comes in and sings her song or 2 and puts her down. For the other 2, she often says, I'm too tired. Mommy's going to say goodnight here in our living room and asks if I'm okay to take them up and put them to bed. Our spicy sleep life isn't that great, maybe once a month, and all initiating is my job, and she's often too tired.
Dang.
What are you grunting about?
That sucks. Just saying that's hard.
But
I couldn't tell you the last time she initiated intimacy, despite knowing how important that connection is. I think this is a time where you have to communicate. Talk it out. Ask her why she's feeling so overwhelmed.
Why is she not putting... I mean, that goes with it.
She's not putting out?
No, she's not putting effort. Why is she not putting out?
Why is she not putting effort? It seems like she doesn't seem like she's doing a great, I don't know. I don't want to like judge her because I don't know why this is happening.
Right.
But I understand what he's saying I feel like I don't have a partner right now. And that can be really hard, but I think that communication is.
Was this like a prolonged version of previous OPs like Jake and like it just seems like they flipped?
Yeah. Not stepping
I don't know.
now.
Yeah, something this seems like this dad's
He's
going
like doing a lot.
He's doing a lot.
Or according to him.
According to him. Again,
Yeah.
there's always 2 sides to every story, but
Truth. Vicky the Purple Witch says communication. She may be struggling mentally, which is true. She could be going, she could have depression. There could be a lot of other things, which is why communication is the first step. If you are annoyed with your partner, communication is you need, or you're just going to build resentment.
or something's just off.
Yeah. And also,
You've
if
known
this
this
is something-
person.
Yeah. Is this different behavior?
Yeah.
Was she stepping up before with the other 2 kids and then this 3rd kid? She's been struggling. When did the intimacy issues start? What's different now?
Give me a timeline out of every single child.
Tell me. Tonight we got into a huge argument. As I've got 2 events coming up in September that will take me away on Saturday and half of Sunday, followed by another Saturday, which means she'd be left on her own with the kids. She knew about the events, but I don't think either of us realized they were back-to-back weeks when I agreed to them. She brought it up on the walk, and it felt like it was coming from a place of, you need to change something as I can't do all of this because I need my rest so I can be rested going back to work. I said that I made these commitments and tried to get creative, seeing if a grandparent might be able to help by either coming to us or sending a few kids to them. She didn't want that as she finds help from my mom, her mother-in-law, more work than it's worth, and she doesn't want to be away from the kids. It's probably important to note that it's our anniversary one of those weekends.
Yowzers.
Which happens to also be on my birthday.
Double
Yowzers.
whammies.
Ooh.
Wow.
We always had an understanding that we would celebrate my birthday first and figure out a day to celebrate our marriage. While we don't have plans yet for our 11th anniversary, it's something we usually figure out a week or two, unless it's a big one. She freaked out on me that I don't see things from her perspective and that I should be more understanding. Meanwhile, I give this household everything, rarely am gone from the family, and always support her for nights out with her girlfriends, for dinner, or girl trips. I'm by no means a perfect husband or father, but I feel like I give everything, and when I stand up for myself, it just creates these issues and tension. She says I don't understand her or look at it from her perspective. To be honest, she's not wrong when it comes to this. Why the hell is this such a big deal? What's the bigger problem? Am I just an a-hole? I feel like absolute crap after that argument, but part of me deep down thinks I've done nothing wrong. But what do you think, Keon?
I think both parents need a break.
I think both parents seem pretty stressed.
They're just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like again, she could be doing super mom stuff and he's doing super dad stuff. She's overwhelmed, and I didn't like the thing where he's like, my mother-in-law is more work for her.
She said that.
Yeah, she
About
said
her mother.
about her mother-in-law.
Yes.
Or about her mother.
Yeah.
And she declined wanting help.
Yeah.
That,
It seems like he's trying to find solutions.
or at least make it easier for her. But again, he did plan, like, this was a work thing that was
Scheduled.
not last minute. It was
Yeah.
scheduled, and I feel like they did talk about it. So
Yeah, I think that they just need to, like, a lot of people are saying counseling, which I agree with. I think that it seems like even if this may be more a problem that his wife kind of not started, but it's coming from her side maybe more. It seems like their communication is bad on both ends, because even he says, I don't understand. I cannot see it from her point of view.
yeah.
And I think even if you don't agree with your partner and you want them to step up more, you do have to kind of meet somewhere in the middle so that that you do move forward. Because
Right.
otherwise you're just both like banging at a wall.
Yeah, I feel like, because it seems like it's coming from his perspective.
Yes.
Where he's doing so much and it seems like she's not doing anything really. Like, she's doing stuff, but
is putting a lot of the burden on him.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not working for himself. He's working hard for his family.
Mm-hmm.
He's missing out on, it sucks, but the anniversary.
Yeah. To support them.
To support them and his birthday.
Yeah.
Also, why would you do that? Why would
you work on your birthday?
I guarantee
Pause. Disregarding the problem at hand. Why are you working on your birthday? Dawn Lasky says she's overwhelmed but won't accept help. Stop being a victim. And wait, can you scroll up just a little bit? Joanna Jensen says sometimes mother-in-laws can be judgmental and that can be exhausting.
Yeah.
I think this is, unless I misread it, I think this is her mother.
This is his mother-in-law.
Yeah, her mother-in-law. So this is his mother. Sorry.
Oh, his mother. Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
Which, yeah, sometimes that can be hard to deal with. Pigeon Royal Eli Thad says they both need breaks and need therapy. They need to communicate as well.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. But there is one relevant comment from OP and a response to finish this story off. OP says she is an incredible mother despite not loving all of the work stuff that comes along with it. Our good times way outweigh the current challenges, and I believe every marriage goes through highs and lows. We've been through a lot together and tackled some big life decisions and challenges along the way. I've always had more energy and capacity to juggle. It's just who I am. That said, I do feel like she takes it for granted now, and she wouldn't fully agree with my perspective. And then one commenter says, not the a-hole, your workload doesn't sound like it's even close to equitable. She sounds like the deadbeat dads who we're always seeing complaints about. Of course, she's worried about your trip because she's going to have to step up and parent. The best suggestion I can offer is to ask her what she needs to make it work, meaning, Do you need to buy some meals for the freezer or have her get takeout for dinner? Ask her to come up with ideas that do not involve you canceling. Doesn't need to parent perfectly, but she should parent. Also, babysitting.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, sure, it helps with because maybe babysitters are, but they're pricey. But you can also ask a friend.
Yeah, you can ask a friend.
Ask a friend.
You can look into it.
Your wife has a lot of friends she goes out with. What's like one friend one night or another friend another night? Yeah.
And also, I think even with the babysitting, if she doesn't want to be away from the kids, there were some times where I was there with the parents.
Yeah, it's okay to have help.
Yeah. It's okay to ask for help if you need it.
But it seemed like she was like, I don't know, maybe he didn't bring up babysitting or getting any help.
Was that an option?
Maybe like his mom was like, that's the help. And she's like, that's not the help.
But yeah, OP responds, those Saturdays will definitely be McDonald's or pizza. She doesn't cook. I did offer some suggestions, and my mom is always willing to come by and help, but she finds that more work. Her response was, so you're basically telling me that it is the way it is and I should deal with it, which is where things started to get a bit tense. I said to her that whenever she has a night out or an evening away with her girlfriends, I would never, nor have I, made her feel guilty about it. In fact, I encourage it. It's nice to have some solo time with the kids, and she gets a much needed break from a busy life. It was that comment there that she took great offense to and sent us into a tailspin. She said I failed to see things from her perspective, except I do see it and just happen to disagree. Of course, I didn't say that, but I wanted to. And that is the end of that story. Boy.
It sucks because he is doing it for his family.
Yeah.
He's not doing it to get away. Yeah, he's not going
on a boys trip.
He's not going on a boys trip.
He's
going back-to-back weekends.
Missing his birthday.
He also seems like he wants to spend time with his kids.
It seems like he, from his perspective or from his own admission, that he is able to better multitask and likes spending time with all of his kids and is able to handle that.
Yeah. Like he gets overwhelmed. He definitely seems like he gets overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But I feel like he can handle it way, way easier than his partner.
Yeah.
But still, that's not an excuse. That's what you signed up to be.
You sign up when you're a parent. I think you sign up for a certain amount of being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And obviously,
congratulations, you're going to be overwhelmed for a while. Yeah.
You got 18 years of that.
And then you added more kids to be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But that's the joy.
That's the joy of parenting. And when you have a partner, obviously you want help and you want them to be there for you, but you can't put everything on them.
I don't think OP is an a-hole.
No, I don't think so.
I think you just need to find a solution with your wife and see how she can get better. I mean, also like their relationship too. They're not having sexy time.
Yeah. And that's a problem.
That's a problem.
But I think that the answer cannot be just put all of the pressure on the OP, and needs to be somewhere in the middle ground, somewhere where they're both relieving pressure from each other.
Get a nanny and then get back
or
from babysitter or like have friends and spend some time with the kids. And guess what? It's gonna be your birthday and your anniversary. Boom! That's gonna be so much fun. Look forward to that. But now I feel like that's also adding so much overwhelming.
I need to do that now.
Oh, I gotta think about that.
Giant's Milk, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Giant's Milk.
We appreciate you. And Vix Mix, thank you for the $5. I would love to have that phone case so I could rep the OK fam. Also, I miss my Florida brother, John. He'll return.
Yeah, he'll give an update soon.
Yeah.
I'm John for now.
You're John.
Ish.
You're Johnish.
I'm Johnish.
Brunette Babe, thank you for the $6. Our power has been out since 9 p.m. last night. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm using my portable charger to keep my phone alive so I can watch the stream.
Save that battery.
I don't
but also
know if
thank
that is
you.
Advisable.
Yeah, save your battery if your power's been out for
since
more than 12
What
hours.
else are they gonna do? The power's out.
I guess we'll keep entertaining you.
She's using her portable charger to just,
what else is she gonna use it for?
Fix the power.
Can't miss Riley and Sophia live. We appreciate your commitment.
That is a dedicated fan.
Your commitment.
Thank you.
Everyone, go cut off your power
And
and
then
use your portable charger. if
Lend
you're
your power
And
to Brunette
watch us
Babe,
until your phone
1991.
Audrey Raj says, can Keelan or Johnish read the next story? I think
We have
what's Riley? What's the MO?
we'll do Sophia one more and then we'll.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I said MO. What's the word that I was? looking
MO's
for?
good. Memo.
No, what's the memo? I guess that
I don't
works.
know. Memo.
What's the word
Nemo.
on that is what I was looking for.
Nemo.
We know.
Alrighty. Let's get into this next story. I let
Wait.
what?
Boom.
What?
Okay.
What did he do?
I let my dad back into my life, but he keeps letting me down. The last straw was missing my wedding. Kick him out of your life.
I think we already know.
Yeah, it's,
I
you're
think
gone.
your dad is the a-hole here.
Yeah. I was very low contact with my father for many years. He and my mother had a bitter divorce when I was 18, and he found his current girlfriend, Debbie, when I was 20. Without going too in depth, he was abusive my whole life until I moved out when I was 20. By the way, this comes from Avalon on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So when the pandemic hit, he started calling more. With the state of the world and me being now in my 30s, I was more open to communicating with him. We were very slowly communicating, with me setting very firm boundaries with conversation topics. He would occasionally violate them, scream at me. He'd go in timeout, and then he'd be good for a while.
Sounds bipolar, but very.
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, no, that's not.
Sounds like there might be some other mental health things going on.
There's a lot going on with that.
Yikes. Also, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you need to give your parent a second or a third chance.
Any chances?
Yeah, any chances when they've been abusive to you and are continuing to do that.
Yeah.
Into your 30s. When I met my husband, Victor, my father was actually excited for me, spent time trying to get to know him over the phone, was happy for me. When I moved in with Victor, my father actually apologized to me for everything he'd done. For the first time in my life, I felt heard and validated by my father. He apologized for treating me like trash in favor of my siblings. He apologized for all the horrible things he did to me, and I cried. I felt validation and relief like I had never had before. And I was then completely open to a relationship with him again. This feels like love bombing. This feels like he abuses her and, lashes out
Yeah.
and then says, I'm so sorry. I should never have done that.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
you.
And then let's
And
do
the
this
cycle. Over and over.
We love that cycle.
Pretty Darn Yarn says, when they show you who they are, believe them the first time.
Yeah.
When I got engaged, he was thrilled. He asked if he was walking me down the aisle, and I had to tell him, no. Good.
Oh, that's definitely why.
Yeah.
Because he was like, it's all about him.
Everything's about him. He got himself back into her life. He apologized because he wanted attention.
There's gonna be a party.
No.
I'm the father of the
I'm
bride.
gonna walk you down the aisle. Of course he'll come back into your life. It didn't really feel right to me, and I wasn't having bridesmaids or groomsmen, so it made sense to walk by myself. No one in my family was ever there for me, so why wouldn't I walk towards my next chapter alone like I did my adult life? Sad.
Oh my word.
Really sad.
Ugh.
He was disappointed, but was okay with it. I told him we could have a dance if that was good with him, and he agreed. I told him everyone on my mom's side was excited to be able to see him again after so many years. Wow. Him and my mother have been cordial for years at this point, so there was no animosity. He set up a dinner and had me and Victor over. It went very well. I was actually feeling positive about everything. We made plans for him to meet Victor's parents. It was a big deal because we had to travel to a different state to bring them. We made plans to make the trip and coordinated everything. The week before the meeting, my father wanted to cancel. He said Debbie was having an exploratory surgery and she wouldn't be recovered in time. I said we had already made these plans, but that's okay, and asked if we could just drive by and he could just step outside his home and say hi. Victor's father, who was in his 70s, was having an extensive surgery himself, so it was important to meet him now before he had it. He begrudgingly agreed. I don't think you should have a relationship with this person. When we pulled up, I was surprised she came out with him and looked completely fine. Debbie's a freaking liar. No
Your dad's a liar.
Yeah, they're both liars. A house full of lies. No bandages, walking fine, no indication of anything. I thought that was odd, but who am I to judge? They both came out, said hi, and we moved on. He made plans over the course of the next few months. Every time the week of, he would cancel. The excuses started pouring out. His friend's car broke down, and he needed to lend him money. We offered to pay for dinner, but they declined. Debbie was having an exploratory surgery again. How many can one person have?
Like
what
the
is an
parentheses.
exploratory surgery?
Yeah, can we
Google that?
Can we Google that, or can
What
somebody?
does that mean? Whoa, Mariah from Alaska. Thank you for the $50 tip.
Whoa, thank you.
We
From
appreciate
Alaska.
you. From Mariah from Alaska.
Get all that sun.
Yeah.
There's no dark there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just light all the time.
Light.
What is an exploratory surgery?
Exploratory surgery, everyone.
Is it like when you have a, maybe cancerous?
What are they exploring?
Exploring.
Exploratory
it's like when you have a
surgery, a
cancerous-
procedure that allows a doctor to look inside the body and help diagnose a illness. So like you
it's just
open you
like-
up and you're like, ooh,
Or like a camera?
Or
that
yeah,
heart
or you do
doesn't
like
look
the
right.
thing
That
down the
heart looks
throat.
broken.
Something's wrong.
Why are you looking at me like that, huh?
I'm just saying in
Stop
general.
looking at me.
Don't look at me like that.
Debbie had a doctor's appointment that he just found out about. They had to take the car to the shop, etc. Lies he had told over and over again. Some he reused from when I was growing up with him, and I knew he was lying. His favorite lies were always medical. If someone wants to hang out with you, they will make that time. And it shouldn't be you. What? It shouldn't be
What was that, Riley?
Tim.
I just think of people that are making time to see you.
Yes. Anyway, it shouldn't be you constantly asking and them like pushing you off.
Especially since he wanted to. He
Yeah.
tried.
Yeah, he said that he wanted to and is making no attempts to COP. Also, Robin Stokes, thank you for the one gifted membership. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Robin.
it. He wanted to treat me for my birthday in the summer, but that never happened. After we had to reschedule 3 times, I said, just forget it. We'll see you at the wedding.
It's like the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah.
You just like,
The boy who cried exploratory surgery.
oh man.
You only get one exploratory surgery before
Maybe
it's a lie.
two.
Maybe 2. Maybe we had to explore a little bit deeper.
We gotta explore the.
Explore the other side. But
Oh my gosh.
Caitlin Von
We did
Coppen.
it.
Whoa.
Thank you for the 8136 tip. Even gang, 30 more minutes.
I didn't see the M, so I thought it said 30 or minutes. And I was
30
like,
or minutes.
30 or minutes.
I need 30 more minutes. And that is another 30 more minutes.
Thank you.
LFG's
You're
in the
amazing.
chat.
LFG's in the chat.
The boy who cried lupus.
Oh, that's funny. Lupus. He wanted to treat me for the birth. After we had to reschedule 3 times, I said, just forget it. Forget about it. We'll see you at the wedding. He started to be drunk on his phone calls again, started being argumentative again, but he was excited for the wedding. He was going to make a nice trip out of it with Debbie and stay a few days. Unless
Boy.
Debbie has an exploratory surgery.
Boy, yeah. Isn't that crazy how he has so many things come up when
Yeah.
when she wants to do stuff, but when it's the wedding, it's like, all right, that's set.
I can be there.
I-
Yeah.
Mm.
3 weeks before my wedding.
Sorry, gang.
We're
We
back.
are back. Sorry
Technical
about that.
difficulties.
I have no idea what happened.
You were just too dang
We were overwhelmed.
overwhelmed. Tony Q says where it froze looks like a thumbnail. We should use that.
LOL.
What's the thumbnail look like? Does it look good?
Does it look good?
bad?
What are you saying?
Oh yeah.
But
What
we're
kind of thumbnail?
back. So let's get back into this story. I'll give you a little TLDR in case you're like, whoa.
Yeah. Where did we leave off?
Where did we leave off?
Where did we lose you guys?
Yeah. So basically, OP has a pretty horrible dad, and he recently came back into her life and said he would, do better, and is saying, oh, like, I want to be there for your wedding that's coming up, but keeps kind of going back and forth, canceling every time they're supposed to hang out, saying that his wife, Debbie, or girlfriend Debbie, I don't know, has an exploratory surgery to get out of all of his...
Just excuses.
Just excuses after
Just
excuses.
really lame excuses.
Yeah. And so OP said, fine, for sure. And he's like, but I'm going to be there for the wedding. And now Debbie has just called, and that's where we were at. 3 weeks before my wedding, I got a phone call from Debbie. They share a phone. As soon as I picked up, she demanded to know why I didn't tell anyone that the parking garage next to the hotel we had a room block in charged $25 a day to park. That is pretty crazy. But maybe, I don't know. I don't know if OP knew. I was dumbstruck because, firstly, I had no idea that the hotel didn't comp that. We live local to the venue, so we were just going home after the wedding. Second, it's a major city. Of course they're going to charge. And honestly, $25 isn't that bad for the city. Thirdly, why are you calling me to complain about this? No one else had. I can't exactly change it. I told her I had no idea, that no one else who booked at the hotels had told me, and that $25 was actually a pretty good deal. I told her that if they couldn't afford it, it wasn't that big of a deal. Maybe they only stay one day, or because they only live an hour from the venue, they didn't have to stay at the hotel. They only live an hour away. Just drive in.
For the dad, that seems like...
He's got exploratory surgery.
Yeah.
That's a big commitment for him.
That's 10 hours away for him.
The venue itself has free parking. She hung up on me. We were getting married on Sunday in early November. The Tuesday before the wedding, I got a phone call from my father that I missed because I was having an emergency doctor's appointment due to having been in the hospital the day before. Stress from everything exacerbated a prior medical issue. And instead, received a text. The text said he wasn't coming to my wedding.
Oh my.
That Debbie was having an exploratory surgery.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Debbie?
Look at that.
If Debbie's not freaking dying, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about her exploratory surgeries. Maybe you should explore other wives.
Yeah, no, exploring someone else, not Debbie.
Yeah, explore someone who's not Debbie, because Debbie's not going to make it.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Sorry.
Just had to get that out real quick.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what that was. I know then, that he would send a card. I knew then that he was lying. What do you mean you knew then? I knew he was lying from the beginning. As he had lied the whole year.
It was wishful thinking.
She was like, I want to believe the best.
I want to, yeah. And she's like, a third time?
Third time?
In this time frame?
You get one or two.
Oh,
two exploratory surgeries. I texted back begging him to come. I wanted him to come. It wasn't about money, that I'm his daughter, and this was the biggest day of my life. To come for even an hour. Debbie would be fine for a short time. She has a family that could watch her for a couple hours. He didn't have to stay. He replied that it's not a contest of who's more important, and he was surprised at me. You freaking gaslighter!
Whoa.
It's her wedding, dude. It's her wedding.
This guy, this father,
dare I say father?
Father? You don't even deserve the title of father.
Yeah.
This a-hole.
A-hole. A-hole. Change your initials, because you're a freaking a-hole.
Do Canadians call him a-hole?
A-hole. Look at this a-hole.
A-hole?
Sorry, Canadians. I gave my wonderful Victor my phone while I was sobbing. I couldn't respond. I was hurting and devastated. He articulated a text, showed it to me for approval, then sent it. Honestly, W for Victor. It said basically, very politely but firmly, that if he couldn't spend a couple of hours of his time to see me on the biggest day of my life, Then we will go back to no contact and I will never again speak to him. My mother, who's her own story for another day, even called him to scream at him for what he was doing. She knew his lies too and called him out on them. He said, "Don't worry, she'll still get a card."
No way. No way. This dad sucks.
I kept him unblocked up until mid-morning the day of my wedding. Not one message, not one call. I was so upset and angry. He had raised my hopes of having my father be there for me, then killed those hopes without a thought. I blocked him the day of my wedding. My wedding day was absolutely perfect.
Let's go.
Yeah, when you don't have your sucky dad there, it goes a lot better.
Your liar of a dad.
Your liar and your dirty, dirty cheat of a dad.
And Debbie.
And Debbie freaking Downer.
Literally.
I didn't make that up. Someone in the chat said that. I can't claim it.
I was like, look at you.
Look at you.
Spot on.
Yeah, thank you guys. My wedding day was absolutely perfect. It was everything we wanted. I felt a little sad right before walking down the aisle, and some friends who didn't know about my father asked me where he was. But other than that, I didn't even think of him.
What father?
What father?
That's what I would say.
Father.
What father?
I have no father. He is a father in all but name. No, wait, no, other way around. He's a father only in name.
Nice. Okay, we'll take it.
It wasn't until after Thanksgiving that I thought to check my blocked messages. He hasn't sent me one message the day of my wedding wishing me luck. Nothing. He didn't even send the freaking card. But he did send one message on Thanksgiving. To summarize, it said, "Debbie will always come first. You should understand that."
What?
Whoa.
What?
Dude, you don't need to tell us about your bedroom life.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you.
Did you get a key on?
Sure.
No, he sucks. Yeah. But there's a little bit more to this story.
More? There shouldn't be any more.
Just
it
a little bit.
It should have been like
Could've
clean
been
cut,
over. Yeah.
done.
I don't understand it. I told my brother, who still talks to him, that he is dead to me. And if he asks, to tell him that. My brother thinks that Debbie is the one preventing my father from being with his family. I quite frankly don't care. He made that decision, and these are the consequences. He asked my brother how much of a wave he made not coming, and my brother told him, a big wave, but I'm not talking about it. It's not Debbie that is preventing him from being with the family. It is him.
Don't use Debbie as an excuse.
Debbie and her exploratory surgeries aside, it's his choice to stay away from his family and to choose Debbie over everyone else.
What makes you think he got to this position in his life?
No.
Debbie.
Debbie, what?
Yeah, Debbie was there for like the divorce and everything. And,
yeah.
But no, it's on him. It's all on him.
It's on him.
No scapegoating.
No scapegoating. But you can join us live on YouTube every weekday at 3 p.m. Just tap our profile. But let's finish the story. So I made the decision my father will no longer be in my life, and I have so many emotions about it. But it's mostly relief, sadness, and anger. But I can't help but occasionally check my blocked messages now, because some part of me just wants to know if he knows how badly he hurt me, or if he even cares. And some days I just want my dad. Sometimes I wonder if I'm doing the right thing by cutting him out of my life. Am I the a-hole for erasing him completely forever going forward? Am I doing the right thing? And no, we still haven't gotten that card. Got a happy Easter text though. Ouch.
Wow.
You are not the a-hole.
No. It was, again, she was doing wishful thinking, and she's like, he's back. He's going to try.
Mm-hmm. And he has proven time and time again to you that he has no plans to try and be a better father, a better person, and that he doesn't want to. And I don't think that you have to keep giving chances to someone who's not going to use them.
Especially if they keep letting you down. And
yes. It only is going to hurt you.
It's just, there's only so much hope you can have until it's just like, it's hopeless.
Before you have to let that person go and understand that they're not adding anything to your life.
You have Victor's father as your father now.
You got Victor and Victor's family.
Yeah.
The thing is that OP wants a father, but your dad, like OP's dad, cannot provide that.
No.
You're wishing for not your father, but who he could have been. And he can
The
never
thought-
give you that.
the
Yeah,
thought
the
of a
thought of
father.
what a father could be.
Yeah.
But that is the end of that story. But there are some donations before we get into this next one. Lady of the Nicole Mezatasta, I think. Nicole Mezatasta, thank you for becoming a new or celebrating 1 month of membership. Tomorrow is my birthday. Happy birthday. I turned the big 4-0. I think that means I finally made it to real adulthood. LOL. Welcome.
Happy birthday.
I'm not there yet, but
Or almost
anyone
birthday.
who else is in the adulthood group.
I'm not in the adulthood. I'll tell
You're
you that right
welcome.
now. There's a hood for it?
It's an adulthood.
Ooh.
Lady of the Elephants, thank you for the 2 gifted memberships. And Tony Q, thank you for the $5 tip. Sophia, we all know where it came from. It was Debbie.
Debbie.
It all comes from Debbie. Rara King, thank you for the $5. I'm late, but I do wonder if Debbie could be messaging OP as her dad.
Ooh.
I didn't think about that because they share a phone.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
She's like, Debbie always comes first. Could be. Could.
Shut up.
That is.
Dude, Sophia never makes sex jokes, and this is the best one she's made all day.
All day.
That's your
I
best
haven't
one?
made any
Wow.
all day.
All day.
That's not saying much. I didn't make any.
Well, this is your first one, and I love it.
First
Oh,
one of
also,
the day.
wait, did we read an update of this?
There's no update.
Guess what? Guess what I just found?
Oh.
An update?
Yep. I found
I have an
update.
estimated guess here.
An update? Maybe?
Yep, I did.
Let's
Why are you
read-
guys sharing a phone? Wait,
Yeah.
what?
People
Yeah,
were-
maybe that's
people
why
are
they
poor.
were
I
complaining about the
know.
parking.
I mean, I get it, but if it's that, if my dad was really like, but he seems like he didn't even want the help.
Didn't even want the help. He
He
didn't
didn't want
ask
the
for it.
help.
He didn't say. Also, he could have just driven to it. There were so many other solutions. Oh, Duchess Kasana says the dad left a voice message, so it's not all Debbie. They're in cahoots.
But
But
Are
let's
there's
get
more.
updates.
Let's see the update.
First, I want to thank you all for your comments and advice. The fact that any of the Waffle Gang
The
I
Waffle
don't know,
Gang.
took the time to write me a comment meant the world to me. You all truly encouraged me and strengthened my resolve. Right after my post, I had a good talk with Victor, and he echoed everything you all said. I even looked into deleting my father's number permanently from my phone, but apparently that would unblock him. Really? That's interesting. After a lot of reading through the comments and reflecting on what everyone said, I really started to think why I ever thought I was the a-hole for cutting him off, because he gaslit you. Well, I guess I have my answer. My brother Devin, 30, is really impressionable. He lives with my mother, and while living with my mother can be a nightmare, they were doing well. My brother means a lot to me. I gave up school, a career, and took on 3 jobs to be able to help raise him for a few years with my dad after my parents divorced. He has always struggled to be truly independent, mostly due to my father's coddling most of his life. He was the golden child, the only boy. In an attempt to help him succeed, some family members, mom's side, decided to step up and get him out of my mother's house and support him to move to a warmer state to rent with some cousins. They even paid for him to fly out to the new state and see if he wanted to move. Wow, everyone's really helping this guy. When he got home, he apparently went straight to my father's and spent 4 days there. I have no idea why. I called up my brother a few days after he returned back to my mother's. He said he was really looking forward to moving to the new state. After talking to him a bit, I mentioned that I was happy for him, but really sad I'd be losing one of my close family members I talked to. His response, well, I'm the only family member who still talks to dad, so imagine how he feels. Why would you say that? I was stunned. I said, I'm sorry, what did you say? He got angry and just said, well, when I move, dad will really have no one because you refuse to talk to him even though it's been months. You really should feel bad for him. He doesn't understand how you can still be mad at him. Dude, you're being manipulated by your dad. You're being manipulated
by your dad,
dude.
That's hard to hear.
So hard to be talking to your sibling and say, "Oh, I'm gonna really miss you," and then for them to bring this other thing up, this complicated relationship you have with your other parent. Not okay. All those feelings came flooding back. The doubt, the guilt, the am I doing the right thing? And then the anger came. In that moment, I realized that this is what my family normally does to me and what my father normally does. He plays the victim, makes everyone feel bad for him, even though I am in the right. I am made to feel like a POS for having boundaries. I took a breath and explained to my brother, Devin, Dad made his choice. He chose this. I was open to him being a dad. He declined that. He didn't want to be in my life. He has no right to complain. He did this to himself. I don't care if Debbie made him not go or not. He's a grown butt man. He's a grown butt man. He's a whole grown man.
Butt man.
He's a butt man. And he didn't go to his own daughter's wedding, so he can stay dead to me. It was his choice. Talk your truth. Talk that talk.
There's no reason to sugarcoat anything.
No, your brother's trying to push your buttons.
You're in adulthood.
You're in adulthood.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
And
you don't have to deal with this.
Yeah.
My brother didn't have anything to say to that. Just rushed me off the phone with barely a goodbye. Hung up after I barely got the words, love you. I told Victor what Devin said, and he was appalled. He wished I had taken the call near him so he could speak to my brother himself. I told him that my father brainwashed him, that he's not normally like this. He reminded me that Devin is a grown man, he's a grown butt man, and he's not a child anymore, and that I shouldn't excuse what he said. I became so upset. My resolve shaken again. I felt awkward about the phone call, so I followed up the next day. He wanted to move at the beginning of June. I asked him to visit before he goes from a car ride away distance to a plane ride away. And he said he would see me mid-May for his yearly visit to me, like always. Then a week before our normal visit date, I found out from my mother. My brother texted her and told her he plans to move in 4 days and make the multi-day long drive to the new state. So he lied to me just like her dad. He's just following in his footsteps.
Something with the men in this family.
Not good. Something in the water that these men are drinking. But men.
Yeah.
Victor, and didn't even plan on seeing me to say goodbye. Victor had no words, just that he's incredibly disappointed in my brother. My brother called me the day before he left. He sounded so happy, saying, "Hey, what's up?" I told him, well, honestly, I'm a little hurt and disappointed in you right now because I'm assuming you're calling me to tell me you're leaving tomorrow and you're not even bothering to say goodbye to me. He then was adamant that he told me. Then when I pointed out that he didn't, he erupted in anger at me, saying I was always playing the victim, and why wasn't I happy for him leaving, and how dare I make him feel guilty, almost word for word what my father would say. I told him I am thrilled he's moving and having a new opportunity. I'm upset he's telling me 12 hours before leaving and not saying goodbye when he literally has to pass within 20 minutes of where I live when he leaves. I started crying. My brother apologized for not telling me. I offered to be up at whatever time he needed. I just wanted to hug him goodbye. He declined, said he'd be back eventually.
I don't like this update. This is not a fun update.
When will it end?
Update, a dagger to my heart.
It's like we had a wedding, and now this happens.
And now all my family sucks. That's what this update was, and I'm sad. Zari Pistachio says, apple rotten straight to the core. No XCX. Victor was listening and was getting angry at my brother and how he was speaking to me. He's so agitated with him and is hoping he starts acting like an adult in the new state. Yeah, hopefully if he's away from his dad, he kind of
puts
realizes.
His brain right.
Yeah,
you know?
Gets an exploratory surgery on his brain. That's the only joke I'm going to be making. It's been months now since he moved. I've heard nothing from my father. My brother and I talk occasionally on the phone with me checking in, especially the first month. He's struggling where he is to get a full-time job, but he's doing everything he can to at least pay rent. He became busy in the last month, so I hadn't heard from him in a while. My birthday came, he sent me a happy birthday text and said he'd call later. At 11:45, I finally got a call from him. I was in the middle of a video game match with friends. After a brief chat, I asked if he was free the next night. He said yes, so I told him I would call him the next day for a proper catch-up because he caught me in the middle of something. He hung up on me and didn't answer my call the next day. I haven't tried to call since. I did check for this post, and I did not receive any messages from my father, not since his happy Easter. Ever since him and my mother separated, he has always forgotten my birthday and I'm at a loss. I don't know what I did wrong or what I did to deserve this treatment from him. Is this all because I won't forgive my father? And I'm just sitting here just sad. All I've ever wanted is my family to love me, and I don't know what to do next. If you have advice for me, I just ask you say it kindly. My heart is rather full of emotions at this point. And that is the end of this
I want
story.
to give OP a hug.
This is so sad. That was
A
not a happy
hug.
ending. A hug. A family.
Get like some snacks.
Some
Maybe we can play some
snacks.
video games too and get Victor in there.
Get Victor in there. We play some.
That's
We play some
rough.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Something happy.
Something happy.
Something happy and lighthearted. That's so sad.
That sucks.
OP does not like OP. You are
didn't-
not the a-hole.
Yeah, you didn't deserve
You
any
didn't
of
deserve
this.
any of this. Sometimes your family can be really sucky, and
Yeah.
it seems like your brother is learning from his dad, which really sucks. But
Your
there's not
father's
really anything
manipulating your brother.
Yeah, 100%. And there's not really anything that you can do.
Mm-mm.
That is something that he needs to realize and he needs to snap out of.
You've said your piece.
Yeah.
You have your reasons, and they're not validating them, nor just they just like, oh no,
Yeah, they
you're
don't
the
care.
victim.
Yeah.
You're always playing the victim card.
Yeah, because they're the bad guys.
Yeah, that sucks.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, that.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. But that is the end of that story. And there is another story.
That's. I don't know where to
So
go from
sad.
that. I don't know how
don't know where to
to feel.
go. I
We're
don't-
just gonna
I'm
get
just
into this
sad.
next one.
Just keep going. That's what we
You
do.
want to read one, Keon?
Sure, guys.
Here
I'll read
you
one. Hopefully, this
go.
one's pretty happy. Let me get some water first.
Okay,
I
get
did
some water.
Get some. Stay hydrated, guys.
Stay hydrated.
Wipe those eyes.
Wipe your tears away.
Wipe those tears away. Let's see if we have any
Nope.
other.
Dragon Maiden says, hugs for OP. Hope she appreciates her. Melissa Burden says, it sucks when your family proves they don't care as much as you. I had something similar and had to decide to only put in the same amount of effort. Took ages to get through my head. The phone works 2 ways. And obviously, if no contact, they don't care. Yep.
My, or did you kind of slip? Okay.
Also, guys, like the stream. Like it right now. Like it. Go and like it. Sophia is
Okay.
doing this. But, guys, like it. Yes, I know we have 7
So-
minutes left, but if we like the stream, we could go longer.
Yeah.
We could. This is a possibility.
Okay, so start from the. Okay. I was like, what line are you talking about?
line?
What line? Sorry, guys. I'm so new at this.
So new.
Please.
Don't be mean.
Give me a little just flat
Give him a
here.
little love.
Just a little.
Never.
A little, nothing too crazy.
I could always use a little bit more. What,
A little bit of love.
yeah.
After
there.
that story, especially.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah, we're freaking ready, man.
All right, guys. My husband and I want to change our last name. His family refuses to accept this. Should I go ahead and just?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, we hit the spin the wheel. Should we just do
Oh.
that real quick?
Yeah,
Let's do that.
before we start.
That's not how me read.
Yeah, because we
Let's
only
do it,
have
let's do
5
it.
minutes. So
Here we
Yeah.
go.
let's spin that wheel. Okay, so when we're gonna go spin that wheel.
Circle. What?
2 truths and 1 lie.
Do I have
Or
to come up with that? Or
if-
Jeopardy.
or this one.
Do it.
What's
Give
that
it
one?
to
Wait,
me.
All right.
Whoa.
We got 5 gifted
Wait.
memberships,
Why-
guys.
Why not both?
Too bad. 5 gifted
What?
memberships.
5 gifted memberships. 5 lucky OK fams.
I
are
wanted to
gonna
do 2
get
truths and a lie
memberships.
and the memberships.
Kimberly Fine, thank you for the $10. Opie didn't do a damn thing. Easter, birthdays, go to narc move to hijack big days to attention. You deserve better, and he deserves to be out of sight, out of mind. That's such a good point, which I didn't really think about. Of waiting for big days where someone's supposed to be feeling happy to burn your way back in, and make them feel worse about it. And that's from us. Okay, story time. 5 gifted memberships.
Let's go.
Huzzah, huzzah.
Thank you, us.
Thanks, us.
Thanks,
Everyone
us.
said thank you, us. But should we get into this next story?
Should we
or
do
Yeah,
it?
let's
We
just
got-
keep reading
Truths
it.
and a lie?
All
Okay.
right. Oh no, let's do 2 truths and a lie. I mean, we don't 4 minutes.
Well, we might. Something
just
crazy
read-
might happen,
just
so let's
read it.
just read it.
All right, fine.
Just
I was
read.
gonna come
Stop
up with
trying to get out of it.
2 truths and 1 really good lie, guys.
Really good.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read. Again, my husband and I want to change our last name. His family refuses to accept this.
Drop them.
Go ahead and read that little. This happened months ago, but it's still bothering my husband and myself. Some background context. I, 24 female, and my husband, 24 male, grew up in very different family environments. By the way, this comes from Moss_lover_420 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit.
If that is Moss.
What are you talking about? What's Moss?
I don't know.
What are you inciting here, Sophia?
I don't know if Moss has like another meaning.
It is, but it.
Oh, okay. I knew it.
All right. I have a big, close-knit family with a bunch of step and half siblings. Sorry, getting used to it, guys. My husband is an only child who had to deal with his divorced parents hating each other and putting him in the middle of a lot of adult drama his whole life. Wow, this sounds close to home.
Like the other story.
Mm-mm. One notable issue was his mom wanting him to change his last name to hers out of hatred for his dad. Whoa.
Why are you putting your kid again? Don't.
Whoa. Okay. This was a big battle during his upbringing, but they ended up letting him keep his dad's last name. There are a lot of other issues from his difficult upbringing that are personal, but it wasn't easy for him. Through it, all he has always been super kind and has never rocked the boat or created any family drama. He self-admitted to being a people pleaser with his family before. This sounds really close to home, guys.
To you?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Not. Did
Are
I
you
do this?
Are you a people pleaser?
I remember on our second date years ago, he mentioned that he got married. He'd want to pick a new last name for himself because his name carries a lot of baggage for him. As a big feminist, I thought this was
What?
I thought that was really cool and loved the idea. More context, my dad, who I was very close with, and his biological daughter died in a freak accident 2 years before my wedding.
Oh.
Ooh. This is the beginning of the story, guys. This is
already
a lot.
sad.
This is this is a lot. My dad was truly everything I looked up to. An extremely moral, kind, hardworking man. We had a special bond, and I still mourn him to this day. As his only biological daughter, I'm the only one left with his name. My husband and I thought of the beautiful idea to combine our last names into a new name for the both of us. That's very sweet. It allows him to get a new last name, me to keep a part of my dad's legacy, and him to keep a part of his family's name. It also felt like a cool quality thing too. And best of all, the new name is coincidentally a real last name, though a little uncommon. I want to know what the last name is.
Tell us what your name is.
Tell us your last name.
Tell us.
So, he sat his dad down a few months before the wedding and told him his intention to change his last name to the combined one with me. His dad didn't take it well at all and was extremely upset. His relatives are very conservative and traditional, but in our eyes, no matter what we're called, we're all family regardless.
Why? This is so sweet. This is such like a
yeah,
lovely tribute to both
flipped
families.
it. We flipped this to like a really like, oh man, this is rough.
Yeah.
This is very endearing.
This is endearing, and the family is being a stinker.
Yeah, families.
Family.
A name is just a label, and when women get married, they give up their last name anyway, so in our eyes, it wasn't a huge deal. I told my family, and he told his mom, and everyone was cool with it and loved the idea. Here's where the conflict comes in.
Wasn't
There
any
was that one.
before?
None of that was
like-
context.
What all was that?
Yeah.
That was just
That was just backstory.
backstory. That
Now we're into the conflict.
yeah. Bruce Wayne had to become Batman somehow.
Exactly. Oh my God, we read another story the other day about this woman whose parents died, like got mugged and killed in an alleyway. And then she was sent.
Oh, I was waiting for and
then
they
she
became
became
Batman.
Batman.
All right. He is semi-close with his aunt's family on his dad's side. Before our wedding, he'd check in with them maybe twice a month. He has lived in a different state from them 90% of his life, but
Probably
as a
on
little
purpose.
yeah, probably for a good reason.
A good reason.
But as a little kid, would see them a good amount. He has lots of friends that he is way closer with, but he decided he wanted to have a family member as his best man. Okay. He chose his cousin on his dad's side, who is around the same age. The aunt on his dad's side, in particular, has a history of getting into massive fights with people in the family, which intimidated me a lot before I met her. But when I met her and the family a couple years ago, I really liked them. Nice. They were super chatty, generous, and overall fun. I did see the aunt briefly have a fit and yell at a church staff member for not letting
Ooh.
us peek into an old famous church while a service was going on.
See, the point, sometimes you have to realize and remember that churches have a point.
Churches,
They serve a purpose.
yeah, interesting. Overall, I got the vibe that if you're on their good side, you'll be smothered in gifts and love. But if you're on their bad side, all hell will break loose.
That's super healthy. Yikes.
yeah, that's a
Mm,
toxic relationship.
That's not good. I don't like that.
Run away as fast as you can.
Run.
Months before the wedding, I asked my husband if he was going to tell his aunt's family. He said no. He said no.
Yeah.
End of story. That's
Yeah.
it.
Wait until you've done it.
Yeah. He said no, as he was sure his dad would disseminate the information. His dad talks with them a lot, and he didn't feel like he needed to go out of his way to tell his extended family anyway. I trusted him and assumed his best man and all of them knew. The day before our wedding, at the rehearsal, our minister went through the ceremony script a little and obviously used our combined last name a lot in the practice run. I guess the best man and the aunt's family didn't know.
That's on the husband.
That's on the husband.
That is on the husband. He should have made sure that.
I feel
talked
like
to have that
the
conversation.
husband didn't want to be confronted and
Yeah,
have
he
that
probably didn't want to
conversation.
have that, because he said he was a people pleaser, probably didn't want to have a whole confrontation thing.
Yeah.
But that now it's on OP, and that's not fair to your partner.
the day before the wedding. And where were we? And a few hours after the rehearsal, right before our rehearsal dinner, my husband's phone blew up with texts and calls demanding he go to their Airbnb immediately to talk. He knew it was going to be something bad by their tone. Really? I know. Well, I wonder what. And I offered to go with him, but he said he wanted to talk to them by himself. I got to our rehearsal dinner, and he texted me that he was going to be an hour late, which is a big chunk of the party.
The rehearsal dinner to the wedding?
Oh no. Yeah, this was supposed to be
This
a
is why you
fun
should have done
thing.
this earlier, dude. Like, obviously your family sucks, but
This is how your wedding. This is not how your wedding.
Yeah.
This is how your marriage is
Yeah.
gonna start.
not great.
Row raggy. When he got there, what? Okay, they're all laughing at me.
Right.
When he got there, we talked outside, and he was clearly upset. He said all of his aunt's family, plus his dad, maybe 6 people, ganged up on him and were furious at him, yelling and crying and demanding to know why he would decide to change his last name and not tell them. I mean, that's not saying that's fair, but
It's the thing is that obviously this family sucks,
yeah,
but he still had to tell them.
yeah. Let me make it very clear that they themselves do not have the same last name as his dad. His aunt, who remarried, gave up the dad's side's last name and took a new last name for herself and all of her children, as per tradition. She was the one leading the charge in the yelling, saying he needed to have told them months earlier, and they would have flown across the country to talk him out of it if that were the case. What?
Oh my god. That doesn't even make sense because
What?
he has his dad's name and everyone before was like, oh, you need to have your mom's name. And now they're saying, no, you have to keep your dad's name. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
I think they just want to get upset about something.
Yeah. And also, if they say that, he just say, I mean, obviously they're probably going to make a huge deal out of it, but
Oh yeah.
he needs to put his foot down and say, no, we've already decided. This
Too
isn't your
late.
decision.
Don't come.
Yeah.
Don't come tomorrow.
Don't come.
My last
Yeah.
name's gonna be
Yeah.
Wayne.
Kate Kennedy says it's not the fam's biz, and Pinky the Slayer says, but they are still wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah. Why are they complaining?
I don't know. I don't understand. They don't make any sense.
Okay. They continued to argue with him and berate him for over an hour about the last name. Then they were unsure if they would come to our wedding.
Don't come.
Don't come. And when considering having this cousin drop out as the best man and all of them flying home the next day, y'all
Oh my god.
are really Tom Petty's.
You're too much. Too much.
They even had the audacity to say that they expected him to go to still go to our rehearsal dinner and make a speech to everyone there, saying he hurt his aunt's family so badly by not telling them in advance about changing the last name, and they were publicly making a stand of not coming to our rehearsal dinner as a consequence.
Wait.
Also, there needs to be a comma in here, and we're considering not coming to our wedding because of what he did.
The aunt is telling OP's husband her evil plan. She's like, and we're gonna send your cousin to call you out
To Azkaban. Yeah, no,
silly.
I don't know. This is
Whack.
really weird.
Whack.
Let's keep going. I don't know if I want to keep going. This is just getting.
Too much. I just want to be happy.
Do we have really like?
We have a happy story.
Am I the nice person?
Am I the angel?
Am I the angel? When he came to our rehearsal dinner, being the super sweet guy he is, he made a classy and kind announcement that they were a little surprised by our choice of last name and just needed some time to sit with it, which is why they weren't there. The whole rehearsal dinner, people were wanting to talk about the aunt's family not coming, and people pulled us aside the rest of the time asking about it.
Oh my God, stop.
Oh, God. It wasn't a special moment celebrating us that night anymore. It was tainted by all the talk of this drama. Yeah, it makes sense. It ruined the wedding. Or at least didn't ruin the wedding, but it ruined
The rehearsal dinner.
the rehearsal
And it's
dinner.
probably going to kind of taint the next day,
It's
too.
definitely going to taint the next day,
Yeah.
especially if they don't show up. Let's find out. My husband was upset and out of sorts. My husband was upset out of sorts. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really bad at reading today. The entire night before our wedding after that, which broke my heart and in turn made me pissed that they did that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
They did end up coming the next day, but most of the guests avoided them as the drama had been spread among the guests.
Ooh,
They didn't stay until the end either and left after the speeches.
pariahs.
Mm-hmm. Since then, I've received mail from their side of the family addressing us both with my husband's original last name, flat out refusing to use our real last name. Oh my gosh.
They should just do return to sender every time it comes
It's
to them
like-
with the wrong last name. Like, sorry, that's actually not us. My bad.
Bye.
wrong person.
They also have a family group chat for wishing happy birthdays and holidays for everyone in the family. It's kind of a big deal for them. And they skipped my birthday wishes, though the previous years they sent me big gifts and cards and saw my birthday stories on Instagram. By the way, you can join us live on YouTube every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile. What are your thoughts right now before I go?
Before we end it, I think that maybe going no contact with this side of the family until they are gonna be adults. Put their big boy pants on, and get over it because it really doesn't affect them at all.
No.
Though I do think that it could have been somewhat avoided if the husband had.
If the husband had brought it up,
Brought
but
it up,
I
yeah.
feel like the husband just
Yeah.
I think he
Really
knew.
doesn't wanna-
He definitely knew.
Absolutely.
He
It still would have
knew,
had this kind of blow up, but
But-
it wouldn't have hopefully been as much of a problem with
yeah.
for the wedding.
The blow up would have been way earlier. It
Mhm.
wouldn't have to worry about the guests.
Yeah. Learning
doing
about
all
it.
the- Yeah. And
Whole
now
thing.
it kind of embarrasses that side of the family too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little embarrassing, not necessarily for you guys, but kind of a little bit.
Well, you get that kind of embarrassment of the people around,
Yeah,
when you have
yeah.
a friend or something that does something bad and you're like embarrassed, even though it's not you, but it reflects poorly. It can reflect poorly on
It
you.
comes back to you, and
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like it. I don't like
Sorry.
it.
All right, let's go ahead and finish it here. It was a purposeful snub, in my opinion. Recently, they were asking his dad why my husband wasn't calling or texting them like he used to, and my husband straight up told his dad that he was still upset by the berating and how it impacted us. Fair. None of them have reached out, and I honestly wouldn't want to talk with them again, unless we get an acknowledgement of wrongdoing and an apology. In my opinion, our beautiful wedding and meaningful last name will forever be attached to the drama of that night, and it makes me sad and mad. So, am I the a-hole for wanting to keep distance / not talk to my in-laws after this incident?
No. You're not the a-hole. Get that drama out of there. Take out the trash.
You're not the a-hole. That sucks.
Sucks. It really sucks that this affected your wedding. Really sad.
And I feel bad because now it's just going to be a
Maybe
thing.
forever.
This-
Forever thing.
I don't think it could have been avoided.
No, I think it always had to happen. And it was always probably going to happen.
But the time frame,
Yeah, the timing could have been.
been a lot better.
Indeed, indeed. But a lot of not the a-hole. Audrey Raj says, not the a-hole, go no contact with them. And a lot of other people are saying, not a-hole. But that is the end of this stream. But we have some donos to read before we leave. Curvy Girl Lala Flame, thank you for the $10. I'm the daughter of the black sheep of the family. My grandmother's only favors the light-skinned family members, and my mother and I don't measure up. It sucks. It really sucks when your family members suck. And there's kind of that, because I feel like people have this outside expectation that you have to, forgive and be there for your family. But sometimes your family members suck. And you can go no contact.
I'm kind of in that position. That's why at the beginning I was like, this is kind of hitting home.
Oh, that's tough.
Should we do my story time, guys? No. I
mean, if you want to share.
No, we're out of time. We'll save that for my therapist.
We might go members only after this, maybe.
We might go members only after this. But for now,
maybe.
That is the end of the stream, and we'll see you tomorrow, guys. But if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.
I'm not going to see you tomorrow.
Say it, Keon. We're not waiting until you say
lie
it.
to the chat.
Just say it. Just say it.
I'm not lying to the chat.
It's our lingo. We say it. You have to say it.
I'll see you next time.
No, you have to say we see you tomorrow.
They'll see you tomorrow.
No, you have to say it word for word.
We will see you tomorrow.